Marsden schoolboys band was formed. And after school I used to go for lessons to Mr Eastwood, and it was threepence for a lesson 4 till 5. And Tom Eastwood would be sat in the chair. We played in the science room where the long tables were. The school teacher's desk was above anywhere else, and he'd be sat there with a ruler beating time out. We'd be playing Now the Day's Over. Pom, 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 pom. Tom would be going pom, pom, pom. And that's where I learned. I had to go on a tenor horn with boys band, and the proper band practice is when you go into boys band. We're in infant school on a Friday night. And then I wanted to better myself, and just before I left school I joined Marsden band. Went up to Bandoyle and I got the tenor horn off them. I did 50 years with them, like. When I was demobbed in 56, they were very short of bass players. So I picked an E-flat bass up, which is the equivalent to an orchestral tuba. And I played it ever since, 1956, right up to giving up just before it turned century. My dad always worked in wool textiles. I mean, right up to the end of the 1950s, if you wanted, you could change your job every week. There was that many jobs about in wool textiles. But he was a very good twister in. He was very, very fast. He prided himself in it. Now, a twister in is when the loom gets to the end of the job, when the warp beam has coming round for the last time, they tie another warp onto it. Now, in some trades, they literally do tie it, but a twister in, they twist them like that. They break them off, roll them over, and each end, it isn't knotted, it's wrapped round, and then it's wound through the hells to start up a new job. And it was all piecework, was twisting in, and then looking back, when I started up there was a lot of what they call whipcords, because in those days everyone wore a Mac, and it was a fine, it was very good quality cloth with whipcords. They were what Macintoshes were made of. I bet 80% of the looms were weaving these whipcords, but Bank Bottom always did a lot of work for Montague Burton.
Now, my dad was a Marsden man. They was brought up in the Blancs. And the first house Mum and Dad had was on Church Lane. And he was always fond of horses. Horses was his main thing. And on May Day, he'd sit up all the night before to see that his horse was all right, and he'd have all the brasses shining. And then Mum and Dad were the first tenants at Woodview, and I've heard Mother say she cleaned all the 3 houses out, and she'd to go up into the field in front of the house to carry the water. And that was in 1906. Mother lost 2 children before she had Louis. And then after Louis, she had one boy, called him Joe, which was my father's name as well. And she lost him. We started work at 7 o'clock. And then we had a breakfast time from 8:30 till 9. But if you was a minute late at Sellers Club, you had to go back home. They were very strict.
The factory wall and through the gate where she will wait in line to cross the yard.
When I started, I went in the shading room. Shading, a shader. Perhaps get a false bobbin in the weaving, and you have to bring it down, shade it, camouflage. And you had to find if the mender had left any, we used to call them mullets. And then from there, you went, when you got 16, you could learn to mend. And for the wage, we got 12 shillings. 12 shillings. Feel all over for any knots or any false ends that's been woven in, or stay shuttles flown when the weaver, and it causes the ends to come down. Well, you have to replace all those and mend them. And I worked there till I was 21. And funny enough, one week I'd earned over £3. Now, I'd had a learner with me, and she'd been learning for a week or two, and she got that she could manage it, help. So because I had this wage, £3 some, they took some off me to help to pay her wage. But I was really annoyed, and I thought that wasn't fair.